We're here with Minecraft today. Now, this is not normally a gaming channel, but I have a practical purpose behind this. I have a Ryzen 9 3950X with 64 gig of RAM, which is a little underclocked at 3200 megahertz. I think I can do 4500 with it. I'm not sure yet. I haven't got around to setting things up. This video has been a little bit in the making with some stuff that's been happening. Finally got around to editing it. I have my apprentice in the background here who might like to say hello on the video. You're going to say hello, apprentice?
Hello, but today we're exploding TNT!
That's right, we're going to explode TNT. Lots and lots of TNT. Now, this is not all the TNT we're going to blow up here. This is just a test patch. But anyway, we're going to go back to 2 chunks render distance, and we're going to knock everything right back to minimum when we do that. We've got our stats up here at the moment, and now typically when I've got all the graphical settings at minimum with this, we can get about 1080 frames per second sustained. The highest I've ever seen it is about 1439 for a very brief moment, but that happens extremely rarely. So yeah, we're going to blow this up as a test run, and then we have a much bigger pile. In fact, we have a couple. We've got one subterranean, one above the ground. But given how long it took to run through this, we're going to just do the test run and then the big one. In any case, I'm going through here and just setting up all of the settings to minimum to try and extract the maximum performance out of this. This little test I use as a benchmark for all my computers. And to date, I'm yet to actually not crash a computer.
Excuse me.
It's my apprentice having a bit of a sneeze in the background. It's all good, we're at home. Nobody's going to freak out. So, yeah, we're just double checking it's all. Now, I think I set the, what is it? The entity distance at 100% here. Later on, I changed that back to 50%. Now, let's find ourselves a pressure plate and somewhere to put it down. I was going to chuck a llama out here because I don't like llamas. I was going to chuck one out here and let him walk across a pressure plate, but this could take a while. So what we've got here, this is probably about 20,000 blocks of TNT here, roughly. Let's just set this off and get out of here in a hurry. Right. So that amount of TNT, usually by this point in all my other systems would be my other system used to have about 24 gig of RAM, and I was running a Xeon X5650. So yeah, it did really pretty well, but it was I think a 6 core with hyper-threading, so I had 12 threads. I'm running a whole lot more. I'm running 32 threads now. So now, well, we've certainly taken a chunk out of here. We might go for a bit of a dip in a second and just see what the seafloor is like. What do you reckon, apprentice? We go for a swim?
Yep.
Yeah, you reckon? See how deep it is. Well, there's not much seafloor left. There's a couple of fishies. What kind of fishes are they, apprentice?
There must be a fish that's lost with a tail.
Yeah, we're not sure what kind of fish they are. But we're going to have a bit of a fly over here. Now, we're going to move along a little bit. I'm watching this preview while I'm doing the voiceover here. I notice how low res my actual screen capture software is. I'm going to have to do something about it.
I just left the ice there.
You want me to stop and check out the ice? Well, I think we're going to scoot past that. Now, this big Borg cube you're seeing in the background here is something where we're going to be heading to. There's a cube about that size
and do
off
I
to the
see
left.
some toxic too?
We do. Now, you see off to the left over here, there's that much TNT again under the ground. That's going to be what we're going to try if this doesn't work for whatever reason. So,
Dad, so you remember to go up the top.
yeah. Now, I don't know exactly how much TNT is in here, so if you've read the title of this video, I've probably already done a loose calculation, but I did it in a Minecraft editor and just whacked a big cube on the top of the ground here. I'll do some maths a little bit later on. So what's up, Apprentice?
But don't forget the comments and don't forget to subscribe.
That's right, Apprentice. Comment and subscribe. She's an avid YouTuber.
Don't forget to like.
You've been bugging me for quite a while to do some YouTube videos with you, so I'm obliging today. I need to get 2 microphones though. She's probably a little quiet in the background. Alright, so I think we're going to start in the corner here, because as it goes off it will get exponentially more difficult. We're going to go back to 2 chunks. So it should start fairly quickly, and as it works its way into the pack it'll get a little bit faster. Now we did glitch a little bit here while we waited for it to have a think about going back to 2 chunks. But yeah, there's certainly a lot of TNT here. Now,
Wow!
older versions, now I started playing Minecraft way back when it was in beta, and it would just keep going TNT till it crashed. I think they've added a limit on how much can simultaneously trigger since Microsoft got it, and I got stuck in the hole, so let's fly away.
And your pump exploding!
Oh, I don't mind that part. Well, so it's going off, but we're actually able to get inside the hollow that's been created by all the explosions in here. That's not too bad. I am thoroughly gobsmacked.
Raining TNT!
It is, it's raining TNT. I'm quite gobsmacked at the moment that this hasn't crashed. Glitching a bit, and we're running between about 300 and 600 frames in here.
Dad,
That's crazy.
look, more exploding.
It explodes for a long time, I have to say. That's why these videos are excess of half an hour long. Look at how long this takes. So I tried to put enough TNT in here that it would go until the thing crashed. At least the game crashed out. Now, on my old system, when I did something very similar to this, it would go until the entire system locked up and all the threads were occupied. A little bit later on we'll pull up Task Manager and we'll have a look and see how many of the threads are actually occupied.
Look, Dad, it's raining TNT!
It is, it's raining TNT. This is a bit of a glitchy thing that seems to happen. It triggers so many and they sort of get stuck.
Dad, can you see the ground?
The ground kind of disappeared.
Oh.
I do look back at the ground somewhere here. We pre-recorded this and I'm narrating this after it, so...
Until the TNT falls.
No, it's not all gone, it takes a long time.
And that's the way this is exploding!
I think I had to dig through dynamite a couple of times. But yeah, this is an unwholesomely large amount of TNT.
But can you get back in the world? Oh
We're still in the world, we're only doing 2 chunks though. We can't see much of the world, and that's just so we don't run out of frame rate. Which a few times we do get down to 1 frame per second.
no! Oh, but Dad!
Well, we're getting a little bit freezy here. We dropped back to about 1 or less than that frame.
But we're not in the world. It's gone.
Oh, the world's still there. I did suspect that this might blow a hole all the way through the bottom of the world.
So you must be careful of holes. Sometimes if you mine down, you kill yourself.
I do mine down, yes, in survival mode. This is in creative mode. So I can fly in creative mode. You know
Yeah,
that.
your house.
You know that. You were flying around your wolf park the other day showing me how that works.
Well, I couldn't make some faster.
Now, at this point, I think a lot of this TNT technically doesn't exist. So I thought I'd dig through and see how much of it actually exists, and see if I could sort of force the game to refresh the TNT. And yeah, it glitched me back out the other side. no idea sort of what, and then it sort of got a bit freezy for a minute. And yeah, all the while things are exploding. So I just sort of kept flying around trying to find where it was up to, but
But
yeah.
I'm behind you.
Oh, so at this point I went to the video settings and tried to increase the render distance a bit and see what we can actually see from a
Look, the
distance.
world.
You see, we got.
It has exploded.
So I told you we were still in the world. Just had our render distance really short.
It exploded. Do you see right up? The TNT has been gone.
TNT's not gone. It's still there. It's just not rendering properly.
It's raining TNT.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of jittery TNT over here that's still waiting to go off.
Whoa! A much bigger fair house rains down.
Now, I think what happens here is we get to a point where there's so many chunks of TNT that
Dad,
just...
shall you go down?
Yeah, I'll go down and have a look down below.
What?
And I fell through the world. It glitched me through the bottom of the world.
Wow.
Oh, had to catch that in a hurry.
Ha ha. Silly.
Yeah. So yeah, there was it's still going gangbusters up the top here. But yeah, I think once you get so much of this TNT that's sort of in that glitchy state, you get to a point where it just won't set anything else off.
Dad, look, that hole.
Yep.
So that means you can lecture it.
So I certainly upset something like this. You know, trust me, I can drive in it until it limits until it stops working. Yeah, it's still going. Bangity boom boom bang bang. Still going.
And bang, 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 bang.
Yep. So yeah, we're still going to fly around all of this.
Dad.
I figured at this point I'd check my frame rate looking away to see sort of how much impact this is happening.
And the world has been exploded.
And there's lots of really glitchy, anomalous things going on
And the
here.
world has exploded for now. Waiting for a chunk.
Oh, so yeah, I thought I'd just bring my render distance up a little bit here and just see what we can see of the rest of the world.
It's waiting for a chunk.
Yep.
Whoa.
So I just had a bit of a sit here for a bit to try and watch what's going on.
And I just see raining TNT.
Do I need to get into one of your maps and make it rain TNT?
No.
Right, did I already have a mishap with TNT the other day?
No.
I think I might have accidentally blown up one of her cabins. She left her computer unattended and left Minecraft running, and I got in and had some fun. I got into a little bit of trouble, but this is pretty much the best thing about Minecraft is the TNT. Now I think you make your houses out of obsidian now because of me. So when I set dynamite off, it just blows up all the beds and blows the windows out.
But no.
So we're getting a bit of a picture here of how much is eroded away. There's not all that much that's eroded. So,
But it must be. It's raining TNT.
it rains TNT for almost half an hour here. Keeps on going and going and going and going. Oh, glitched out again.
Dad, that's why it's now. Dad, do you know why it's glitching?
It's glitching because I've set off way too much TNT.
Yes, but next time, when I tell you the rules not to explode, you or we can.
Yes, my apprentice here has set rules for me not to explode things in her maps. But, you know, if she leaves Minecraft running when she goes to school, then it's fair game in my books. She figures to shut down her computer. Well, we're getting a bit of a hole in here at the moment.
And that's my mini game machine.
Yes, your mini game needs fixing as well. We covered that in a different video. Yep, so I sort of had a bit of a sit there for a bit just to see if I could let it move on, but these glitchy bits just aren't moving. I found that if I was to save the map and quit back and then load again, all these glitchy dynamite bits try to fly off, and it takes a couple of minutes for it to catch up. But yeah, we are gradually getting through it all, although that kills my frame rate right there. But not for very long. That was 0 frames per second for a moment there, and it's climbed its way back out. Again, I am still dumbfounded that it yet has not crashed. Go down and see if it's safe below. I think I sat here for a bit just to watch and see if I could get it to catch up, but these glitchy bits just keep building up, so I think eventually I had to quit out. I don't recall.
But something has exploded the world. Oh man. So what I say next time, don't explode Dad's new world,
but this new world was designed to blow up. That's why I called it TNT everything.
And Dad, and next time, maybe stay no TNT world. Next time, don't play.
Why don't you like TNT?
TNT, but
Hey, do you remember what TNT stands for?
what?
You know this one.
Exploding!
I know, but it stands for trinitrotoluene.
Trinitrotoluene.
You get it. So good. Just don't tell your teacher you know that. I'll get in trouble.
Look, Dad. The world has been collapsed. Why? Why, Dad?
It's because I can. That's why I did this. This is to test my computer. That's why I'm doing this. Now, I had a bit of a theory here that maybe I could trigger it from two sides at the same time and sort of get it going. But I put a pressure plate down here and I'm jumping up and down and it won't trigger. And then it sort of glitched a bit. So I figured that there was actually some sort of gain limit that I was coming up against. So I just kept trying to put pressure plates everywhere and walk across them as I put them down, but didn't want to trigger. But you know, let's just see what we can do, have some fun. I think I sort of made the comparison to like when people do match stacks. But it's about this point where I kind of did really think that...
I'll be right back when I get tissue.
My apprentice is leaving briefly. At this point, I kind of figured that there was kind of some game limit now. As I said, I've been playing Minecraft since beta. So, yeah, I thought if I reduced the render distance, it might help. But back in beta, when you do this, I don't think they quite expected that people do quite such absurdly stupid things like this. And so it would just keep going until you run out of RAM, or until like the whole computer crashed. Since Microsoft have got hold of it, there we go. I think I managed to trigger one there.
Dad!
And then it glitched me back to where I was. I think Microsoft, since they've got hold of this,
Dad,
well, it glitched me out of the world again. Microsoft are much better at dealing with people who do stupid things.
Remember to reload the world.
I think I do. Most of this is all glitched out TNT that's been triggered but hasn't exploded. And it's just building up and building up and building up. Which is kind of what we were hoping for, because we want to see sort of how much this system will take.
Until the world exploded.
We'll pull some stats up in a minute. And I'll pull my render distance up and see if we can sort of visualize where we are. I do like playing with a chunk rendering distance.
Well, it exploded.
Alright, so we can sort of see roughly where we're at in that block and how much has been triggered.
Poor TNT.
Now I've got 64 gig of RAM to play with here, so
Poor
I can...
TNT.
Poor TNT, that's what it's meant to do. But yes, we do have that big glitchy pile of TNT over to the right here, and yeah, it's got a lot to go. My apprentice here is reaching for the mouse. She doesn't realize this is pre-recorded. We're not actively flying through it.
So, we'll see you
No, we're not. We've still got a bit to go yet. So we were about 30 frames there for a minute. I think I'm just looking into the void at the moment. Yep, I tried moving away a bit to see if I could sort of increase the speed of things. So I did sort of pick up a bit, but we're still hovering around the 30 to 50 frame mark here. Still giving it quite a bit of a hard time.
And Dad, do you see that? They might a little.
So yeah, now some of you guys might remark on the GeForce GTX 1660 Super that I'm using and wonder why I haven't gone something a little bit better. Well, I have some specific needs that the GTX 1660 fitted absolutely perfectly, and I kind of spent most of my money on CPU and RAM, and X570 SSD as well. So yeah, that's kind of where all that went. So I sort of had a bit of a park here for a minute to see what was going on. At this point, I think I might have upset it.
Dad, I've just got to have some dinner.
Oh, it's dinner time, is it? My apprentice is leaving for a dinner break. That's all good. We'll keep narrating this. This is an apprentice that can remember the pin combinations for her Kinder after 2 years to get into the staff room. She cracked a hotel safe at the age of 2 with nothing but a toothbrush. And yeah, she knows how to program the microwave better than everybody else in the house. But yeah, so pretty well we're watching this glitch and glitch and glitch. So it is still going and still going. So far, this is the furthest any computer ever that I've owned has got through this test. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this stuff. Keep pushing. Yep, dinner's on the go. And with my apprentice helping you narrate, you get all the narration, not just the stuff that you want on the video. So apprentice, what did you put in the microwave?
Spaghetti.
You put your spaghetti in the microwave to warm it up again. How long did you put it in for?
100 minutes.
100 minutes, or did you put it 100 seconds?
Because I tried to make it 100.
Oh, you just pushed the start button, put it in for 1 minute, didn't you?
No, really. I'll go check.
Okay, you better check that. Meanwhile, I'm going to check some of the settings here again.
Ready.
We're still running at 16 frames, cooking the guts out of everything. So, it's alright, I got a little bit distracted in the background here. So, I think we should probably go and dig up some stats if we get around to that. I think about here is where we had some problems. Yeah, I'm waving my cursor around. At this point, I noticed once I'd stopped it, I have clicked it and it won't respond.
Fresh spaghetti ready for me.
Got fresh spaghetti. You're going to sit here and have your dinner, are you?
But I need to. This is spot right here. It's really nice. Please. Thanks. So, can I go get a seat for a sec?
Go and get yourself another seat. My apprentice is going to sit here and eat while we narrate. So, we're looking at this glitchy pylon of dynamite that is still glitching here. So, I was kind of hoping the glitches would build up like this to see where its threshold was before we really bugged out of here. It is certainly running slow, 2 frames per second. So, where are we? 4 frames per second. And it is getting very sluggish to respond. 0 frames per second, that's nice.
Dad, I can sit next to you.
Ah,
But the figure, can we play it?
we're going to finish narrating this first and then we'll go and have a bit of a play around in what's left of the map. Yeah, so at this point, I think we really had a bit of a hard time getting into it. The system is still responding, but Java was really sluggish. It was pulling about 6 or 8 gig of RAM just for that one task, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I think we reached a bit of a threshold here. So yeah. So I've been in this for about 26 minutes at this stage. That's a pretty good effort. Most systems I've done with this last about 30 seconds or a minute.
Dad, can you go get me a cloth?
Yeah, I'm doing narration, apprentice. You need to get your own cloth today. I got to sit here and wave the mouse around. So, yeah, we are still waiting. Possibly slowly suffocating as well. Yeah. So, yeah, at this point, this is kind of what I was waiting for, it just to see if it would pull itself out of trouble, but it didn't. Now, we are back a good 2.5 hours later. We're back to the world. And so, we can see
As the
all of that.
stopped until there was calm and got out, but until there's more crumbles
So,
happening.
in the end, my CPU temperature was sitting around about 56 degrees. I've got a Noctua cooler on it, just a standard cooler, not water cooling or anything. And I think the GPU was sitting about 29 to 32 degrees, wavering around about that for GPU temp. So, as far as core usage, I think about every second thread was fairly heavily occupied, with the exception of about 2 or 3 of them right at the end of the stack. So, we didn't have all 32 threads. We had about 16 threads really utilized. But, yeah, so that's pretty much it. It didn't.
Spaghetti was yum.
Spaghetti's yum too. But we didn't end up triggering all of the dynamite, and that's probably because I crashed out towards the end of that 2.5 hours and had to reload the map.
And after, you searched reload.
Alright, so, well, you see us in the next video. Anyway,